Hello, everyone. Welcome to our new episode with Shamika Agun. Shamika is a nutritionist and she has written a very nice book, and it is available on Amazon. The book is called Picky Eater Healthy Diets, and this is a series that we are doing for Help Kid Try series. And we will ask Shamika to introduce herself. How are you, Shamika, today?
Hi, Kamran. I'm very well. Thank you so much. How are you?
I'm good, very good. Thank you so much.
Thanks for
So,
inviting.
how is your book going?
Yeah, book is doing really well. The book was published in 18th of November
Right,
this
okay.
last year,
Last
2024.
year. Yeah.
And so we literally have like it's now 2 months, basically, if you say. It's
Yeah.
literally just 2 months. And it really sold well. Did really book was published from USA, Amazon.com. And the uh, Kindle version was is readed like over 150 sorry 1500.
Yeah.
The paperback also sold really well. A lot of people like some of the charity bought the book as well,
All right.
and I have huge demand like for language wise. So like because in Europe, specifically like non-English speaking countries,
Yes.
they're not finding it easy to read because it's a lot of scientific things as well. So good there I'm having like to request to translate it to Spanish, Italian, and Bengali, which
Oh,
I
wow.
do. So yeah, I'm quite happy with the book. It's just as I have to do so much work on my own, having fully like clients as well, fully booked with the clients. So it's not easy at the moment, and you know that how much effort I put for Reese, my
Yes.
son. So being very I support him 100% because he comes first. So
Yes.
doing all of these and finding extra time is not easy at the moment. But yeah, also I started to write outline for my second part of this book, which is it's this is the series called
Yeah.
Help Kids Thrive. So the first book was this one. First book was Picky Eaters Healthy Diets. The second part is coming. The first part I said talked about the diet. Second part is coming how emotion, trauma, birth trauma, family environment, all these also affects children as well. You know, their picky eating and their autism and ADHD, um, how it affects
Talking
their brain.
about emotions, like,
So
uh,
yeah, that will be like the next book. But I'm just telling you today that
yep,
that
yeah.
our new one. Yeah.
How does this emotions get you can get help with a diet or nutrition? Like, is there a connection between emotions and a healthy eating, healthy diet? Or if you're not eating healthy, if you're not having a healthy diet or you're not eating healthy, does it affect our emotions as well?
Okay. It goes vice versa, Kamran. So just feel like one day, say you are very stressed, you had a bad day at, with your colleague, your boss told you off. How do you feel? Would you like to eat more or would you just give up the food?
It could go both ways. It could go
Okay.
either way. It
But
could go either way. Be
absolutely
eating more, or it could be not eating at all.
eating at all. So
Yeah.
this is the like emotion is connecting. Yeah.
Yes.
So I used
Yes.
to work for it's called weight management. That's how my career started. And I was a pediatric nutritionist. As
Okay.
at the same time, I had another part-time job as a nutritionist for weight management for adult. So both time I was seeing for children, we are just talking about nutrition and healthy food and all this. But when it's coming for when it's like people are gaining weight and they just can't give up the food, and a lot of people when I was taking stories, I was talking to them. It's like somebody lost the job, somebody had some issues with their partner, somebody. So it's all came with the emotional bit, and I was like, okay, that's very interesting how emotion is joining with the food habit. So from there, I started to look for psycho side. So that's why I'm a psycho nutritionist. Because I
Right.
took all the training. Not everybody can relate to it, but I took the training from there. And there was another thing. I worked for a few months as a volunteer. That was for anorexic children.
Okay.
So they're kind of because when I started working as a private nutritionist, so parent could bring them to me as a private thing, didn't come under NHS. And when I was taking their biggest thing was that children were not eating, So when I was taking the history and all this, again it came that they had either not a very happy family environment, either parent were divorced or parent lost their how would I say, their um close one. So
Yep.
sometimes their grandparent died, or they lost a pet which is very connected to the children, and then so their picky eating, everything started, emotion. So I was like, okay, I can see hugely how emotion is connected. But that time I'm talking about 20 years, 18 years back, in the NHS in the UK. When I was talking to my dietitian, like the manager, I was like, we need to introduce all of these, and they're like, don't talk about it because NHS don't support it. That time.
Right.
I think there now a lot of professionals, doctors, they are hugely understanding how it's connecting, how emotion is connecting with our food habit, because some of the ladies were saying that day I'm feeling low, I just sit down and keep binge eating
Yep. Yep.
food. And then I was like, yeah, it goes with the children as well. Children normally picky eaters, they give up. And this is the second part of the book. But again, as you asked me the question,
Yep.
I'm going to talk about the emotions. So if parents are emotional, if the family environment is not very happy, if there is domestic violence going on, if there is chaos all the time, rows all the time going on, if the child is feeling like not feeling very safe in the family, or even in the school, children gets bully and all these. A lot
Yep.
of times children are not, they don't even know how to talk about it. So they
Yes.
keep things inside, and it affects their food habit as well, So yes, there are diet, there is nutrition, there is probiotic, gut flora, everything there. But in the same time, if something emotional happens, that triggers the whole our brain signals the body that I'm not happy. Don't put enough. My brain stops sending serotonin, dopamine, this kind of hormones, and then children cannot eat. So
Yep.
just stops. And also now vice versa,
Yep.
you said, can food affect the emotions?
Yep.
100%. If you are not, so say a lot of times, I'm talking about children. I talked about food sensitivity last week, that
Yes.
this is not allergy. When you are having seeing allergy, people also want to see that, oh, allergic reaction on the body, and people think there would be rashes and everything. That is allergy, but a lot of things happens inside the gut, under the skin, which we don't see.
Yep.
Then there is food sensitivity. Now if this is happening all the time, and child, this is like tummy cramps all the time, or there are like bloating, constipation. Now a lot of children, they're new, they don't understand what they're feeling actually. So they just kind of don't like to eat, give up the food. Or some of the children, they like sugar rush, okay. Because when you have sugar, body creates somehow some more happy hormones, dopamine and sugar rush.
Yeah.
Feel uplifted and they feel happy for certain time. So this is also, food is controlling your emotional hormones, and that's how it's controlling your emotion, our emotion as well,
Oh, brilliant.
so
Brilliant.
both way, people, so a lot of times people, when you're having cramping in the tummy or something,
Yep.
you're having headache, because a lot of
Yes.
time this activity can create headache, And people think, oh, food cannot create headache, but it can actually, you know. So, and they don't feel to eat good, feel good to eat. So it's like, oh, my child is not eating, or I'm not eating, just because I'm not feeling emotionally uplifted. And some of the food can really put you down, because there's nothing, you are feeling good in the body, and when you're not feeling good in the body, you can't feeling good in the emotion way as well. So it
100%,
goes vice
100%.
versa. Yeah.
Yeah. So, what about the diabetes? Like, of course, there's the diabetes in children as well, and there's a diabetes in adult as well. And it has been established, like, of course, food, we have to restrict certain kind of carbohydrates, sugary foods, and all those things in diabetes. So what is your opinion? Like, what do you suggest to everyone? Like, what they should be eating, what should not be eaten uh, in the diabetes for children and for adult as well?
Okay. Thank you. That's a good question. So there's another very good information I'm going to say, Kamran. That is, somehow diabetes, pregnancy diabetes, which we call it
Yeah,
gestational diabetes, is very much
gestation.
linked with special children's special need
Yes.
things. The reason is, there's a lot of reason. Let me just see how can I explain it easily. So this is a big research came as well, that they took a lot of history for these children who are special need, and they took the history that were their mother diabetic that time. Yes, they were most of the time. So the reason is, there is, the blood um, sugar level, it's spike, and it controls the whole our metabolism system, because that insulin comes, and when the insulin is not coming, and you are having too much sugar in the body, which is happening a lot of time during the pregnancy,
Yeah.
then this is like, your body is not able to send sugar inside the cells, so the blood is called sweet blood. Yeah.
Yes.
And this is not good for mom, not good for the child as well. So this is one of the thing. The other thing is, um, lot if this diabetes is not controlled during the pregnancy, and a lot of, sometimes it can be hidden, sometimes it comes very later part of the pregnancy, because normally after 6 months they don't check. But I found a few cases where it came very late, and then they didn't know. So child was um, growing up in the last stage of the pregnancy, was in this uncontrolled diabetic situation in the womb. And then that too much sugar, not sugar, too much sugar, not sugar, it could create some other birth trauma as well. So that is
Okay.
just before the child is born.
Born. Yeah.
After the child is born, now there is, of course, if this is not controlled, if there is some children, if their mom's diabetes was not controlled properly when they're born, they can be having severe sugar limitation in the body, and that can create lots of medical issues as well. When this child is, if in case if it's not controlled for a long time, so there is a chance for they are getting um, type 1 diabetes, which starts from basically childhood, and then type 2 is mostly for adult. So you said that, is food related to this or not? Yes, of course, food is 100%. And this is one of the disease, I wouldn't say disease, is, I would say, health condition,
Yep.
where we can see that how food is related,
Yes.
this condition. So the main thing is, there are two reasons. It could be for, you are not having enough insulin in the body. Either people are having too much sugary food, and then body, every time we eat sugary food, the insulin has to come. Yeah, it's a hormone. It has to come, and it has to dilute this sugar and take it out of the blood, take it into the cells, and process it properly. But now, if somebody is having too much sugar all the time, and lack of exercise, then what's happening? This insulin is not enough. The insulin body is producing is not coming covering all sugar. So there are a lot of sugar stress remains in the blood. And then after a long time, it can cause, other health issues, including diabetes. The other one is somehow the insulin, it cannot be produced. Your body just cannot produce enough insulin. That could be
Yes.
a lot of time, which is we call type 1,
Yeah.
but it can show in type 2 as well if it's a long time type 2 and if it's not controlled. So then it can happen. So when I was because when I did I have 3 master degree in nutrition, food and
Yes.
nutrition. So and each time I had to do a different dissertation. So when
Yeah.
I did the dissertation for diabetes, my second master's, I think, and I did write about this, that insulin, sorry, this diabetes can be reversible. Like if you
Okay.
actually stop any kind of sugary food for a certain time, and if your insulin in receptor have enough time to heal. So think that you are now not well, and I'm giving you work and work and work and work. You're gonna be collapsing and
Yes.
collapsing. You're gonna
Yes.
be dying one day. Yeah.
Yeah.
But instead of doing that, if I'm saying, okay, now you're not well, let's not do any work, just lie down and rest. Yeah. What will happen? Day by day, you're gonna gain more energy. And then one time after 1 month or 2 months, you will heal and you will feel better. You'll be ready to work again, you know?
Yes.
So that's how it works. Now, if we can stop that food, that sugary food for long time, say 5 months, 6 months, when your insulin and the whole body system will heal, and then you can actually reverse the diabetes. Okay, so now doctors are talking about. When I talked about it again, I talked. I was a community nutritionist, so I told my dietitian, I was like, it can be reversible and all this, and she's like, don't talk about it when you are working for NHS. Okay?
Yeah.
But now, after 18 years, actually, the diabetes training they are giving, they're saying that it can be reversible. So we are like 20 years advanced then. Oh, the system, I would say.
Yeah.
And it's good to know people. And now the doctors are saying, the people who are giving them training, the nutritionists, they are actually allowed to say that yes, if you have don't have this food, it can be reversible. You can
Yeah.
actually get better. You can overcome from here, and then you can get better. So it's like you have to stop those food and then also exercise, because exercise activate
Yes.
all these, insulin receptor, and it creates all these different types of hormones and everything in the body, and it secretes all the good hormones. And then we can just which takes the blood easily, quickly, binds them and take them inside the cell, and that's it. It works. Mhm.
Oh, brilliant. Brilliant. So you
Yeah.
talk about like like gestation diabetes, and it's the one thing that came in my mind. Like, so early nutrition, is it critical for the development of the autistic children?
S- early nutrition, is it important? What did you say?
Yeah, is it critical? Like, is it very important for the development of the autistic?
What nutrition is important for anybody. Like if you just think that in the UK or any Western country, how long we get the sun? Yeah,
Yes.
we don't get the sun. So
No.
how can you get good immunity if you're lacking of vitamin D? And there's one of the master, like vitamin D, we call it supplements. Even in some countries, they call it a hormone. Means it's so important
Okay.
in every single metabolism in your body. Say 90% metabolism in our body, we need vitamin D. And it's lacking in the UK, it's lacking in the USA, it's some part. So if you're not giving any nutrition, any supplements, extra things in your body to get more vitamin D somehow, because you're not getting it from the nature, you're not getting it from the nature means it doesn't come from the nature, it doesn't come from the sun, but sunlight helps. vitamin D to activate in your body,
Yes.
yeah,
Yes.
to the skin.
Yes. Yes. Exactly.
So if that is missing, yeah, then what you have to do, you have to have it somehow. So you get to have it from the food. Again, if the sunlight is missing, then also our nature is not producing that kind of, you know, how do I say, quality food, which if we eat and it can convert our vitamin, it can convert our vitamin D in the, body and
Yeah.
activate it, because
Yeah.
this is also missing in the nature. So sometimes, like I'm just, as you say, that is it important to do
Yes.
early intervention? 100% doesn't matter. Children are with autism or special need or not. Certain nutrition, we have to do it for children,
Yeah.
and for us as well to remain healthy. So I just give you an example of vitamin D. It's a very significant one. We all know about it, and we know
Yeah.
that how you'd feel during the, it's like this 6 months cold winter. You are not, and you are not storing anything in your body. You need this every single time in your body, and you are not having it. So unless you put it somehow, um, your bone health will go, your immunity system will crack, and then a lot of functional, like your thyroid is related to your thyroid, and also every single nutrition is related with this, as I said, with the metabolic pathways. And if you're not having it on your plate or swallowing through the supplements, certain supplements you have to take certain time of the year, then we cannot have a healthy body. So, and it's okay, like when you go to doctor, the people get iron deficiency, doctor give them supplements and people are
Yeah.
okay to take that. But some more people think that, oh, okay, it's a doctor things, but actually it's a nutrition thing.
Mm.
You can still supplement as well. And it's very rare that people have this fear, phobia, oh, we're going to overload with this nutrition. It is rare, it's very impossible, the much nutrition are in a bottle. If you take
Yeah.
one a day, you're going to be overloaded. It's not possible until you finish the whole bottle every day. That
Oh,
kind of,
yeah. Okay.
that kind of, if you do that kind of severe thing, then you can be overloaded. Either no need to be scared. It's better for children and it's better for you. So it's very important for early intervention with this nutrition for these special need children, because I explained to my last episode that how important nutrition is, because if it's one is missing, if it's magnesium is missing, magnesium again, it's like links with another 300 pathways in the body,
All
metabolism.
right.
So that is missing. If somehow zinc is missing, if you are not now not having iron in the body, if you are not having vitamins, enough vitamin C, if you are not having zinc in the body, then that body is collapsed.
Yeah.
Then
In the last episode, you mentioned about zinc. Today, you talk about the magnesium. So you talk about uh, the minerals. So how can we know that what is lacking in our body? What minerals, what compounds are lacking in our body? What do we need to know? How can we find out like what is lacking in our body? And how can we overcome it?
okay. So it's not possible for general people to know all the time that,
Yeah.
yeah, now I'm having this, so I'm lacking of zinc, or now I'm having this, now I am lacking of magnesium.
Yes.
But so that's you need a specialist. But
You need a
however,
specialist. Yeah.
you know
Make.
that this is the winter time. There's no, not enough sunlight. This is, and
Yes.
I'm not having good amount of food, because winter, especially winter, and we are
Yeah.
talking also now it's winter. There's not enough vegetables also,
Yes.
in the market. And if somebody is saying that, oh, I'm not even enough having enough fruits as well, you
Yes.
know, um, then you know that you are not giving good nutrition in your body. So if you have like an apple a day,
Yeah.
yeah, then you know that, okay, I'm giving something to my body, so I don't have to be so worried. Yeah.
Right.
But if you are, I did to, now Apple will not sort out your vitamin D, but that is a vitamin,
Yes.
that's not a mineral. But normally, if you have fruits,
Yes.
it can help you with your minerals.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay.
So that's the fruits for. Fruits comes for vitamins and minerals, but we are mostly, when we talk to the parent and everybody, they're mostly worried for their protein,
Yes.
bone health, because the advertisement and everything is showing
Yes.
so much that
Yes.
strong bones, so
Yeah.
have a lot of protein and have a lot of what else? Uh,
Muscles,
yeah, but they're
protein
not
is,
showing that
yeah.
have fruits, and one fruit can sort out your mineral problem easily. You
And
have
what about the dry fruit?
egg. Dry food is different because the way it's processed. Like I would never recommend for my special need children to have dry
Right.
food.
Okay.
Now, there is something like if you dry your fruits at home for whatever
So
the
I mean the
reason,
dry fruit like almond, pistachios,
almond is okay.
nuts.
That's
I
like
think those are nuts.
nuts. That comes
Nuts.
under nuts. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's
So
different.
and what else are they? Cashew nuts, peanuts,
Now,
and so
nuts,
these kind of nuts.
when we like as a professional, we need to know that is this child or this family having any nut allergy or nut sensitivity
Right.
or not.
Yes.
If you
Yeah.
know that
Yeah.
if your child is not having any nut sensitivity, because this is very dangerous in the Western country, because some of the children, even though they smell it, they have allergy, and children
Yeah.
can have severe reaction. So
Yep.
it's very dangerous. So we need to know that if this child or this family having any issues, if they don't have any issues, then nuts are very good. But normally they can have seeds. So seeds, normally children have, it's very rare children having allergies with seeds. So seeds are another good thing. If you can manage, you can grind it with, mix it with their milk, mix it with their fruits, sorry, with
Yep.
their meal, and you can easily give it to them. So it's easy. Yeah, it's
What
another
kind
good
of
source for.
seeds uh do you recommend?
Very good is pumpkin seeds are very good,
Pumpkin seeds.
pumpkin
Yeah.
seeds. And then sunflower seeds are very good. So they're very two easy seeds, which you can find most of the anywhere in the world actually. Yeah, pumpkin and sunflower seeds. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. So, okay. One question, like you are a parent as well. There are a lot of parents must be watching this. So I'm a parent as well. Like, what strategies should we um, acquire if we find our child is a picky eater or he's not eating certain kind of food? What shall we do? How can we make adjustment and then they can start eating those kind of foods?
Okay. Thank you. So this is a step-by-step process, which
Okay.
I did that somebody's child is becoming picky, and then there are like so there are some children, even you give them a little bit of because every supplements also have its own order, and some children are so sensitive, it's not easy,
Yes.
so it's just a lot of patience we need. And so I have some children, they are my patients for like even 5 years, and they literally the child will not eat anything, one or two food, and sometimes he doesn't even eat those food. So sometimes this my parent have to take them to the hospital, but now a hospital also don't want to keep him, because
Right.
it's, you sort it out your child, we have other emergency things to do rather than your child is not eating. Yeah. So
Yes.
it's as I said, I would say I was blessed to have this kind of children that I could treat them, so that I understood their psychology. I understood their um, struggle day by day. So it's like first thing I would say, if you can, probiotic is one of the thing. Like you have to make the gut flora, gut healthy as much as possible. Now, some of the time, if it's not, as I said in the beginning of our conversation, that it's not all the time that is food is probiotic. Is is the supplements. A lot of times it's what's happening in the family. So I know this family, they're very traumatized family, and did work, still working, time to time. When situation gets worse, they come to me, and then I work for them, because I work as a therapist as well. As it's a package, because we are
Yeah.
not just our body, we are our body, our mind, we are what's happening to our day-to-day life. We are a collection of everything. So that's how I support. So this is the way people have to understand that, okay, if your child is, you have to see what's happening. Sometimes people say, yeah, it's just not eating for a month. Okay, it just started like 6 months ago. Okay, what happened in the family? And this happened. And then if I just started to point out that, so this happened, maybe that's the reason, that's the, oh yeah, actually, yeah, after that, yeah, child stopped eating.
Okay. Yeah.
There is emotion, and there are diet, and then parent, if they have enough time, they can sit down and really think that, what, since when my child stopped eating, when they becoming picky eaters, is it something happened? Is it since birth? Is it after a certain time? Is it after antibiotics? Is it after a diarrhea? Is it after any infection? Or is it just something happened in the family? And from there, that's how they can sort it out. But our picky eating, sometimes they just need professional helps, because child becomes so malnourished.
Yeah.
And when they're going to the hospital, they offer tracheostomy and stuff like that,
Yeah.
which
Yeah.
is
Yeah.
for a child. So there are holistic ways as well, which people like us we do, and can help children. So parent can just sort out by giving some probiotics, some supplements, of keep offering them, little by little new food, and also sort out their emotional things as well.
Yeah, talking about that, you do so many things. Can you let us know, like, what are the things that you do? What are the therapies? What are the services that you provide? I know you talk about the holistic nutrition, of course. You have written a book on nutrition, dietary plans, and you give therapies as well. So can you just let us know, like, what are the services and what are the treatments, what are the therapies that you give, what are the nutrition and dietary programs that you tailor made for the people, like, what are the things that you do?
Thank you very much. So I'm a kinesiologist, I'm a nutritionist, I'm a nutritionist kinesiologist, and I'm a trauma release specialist. I do law of attraction, and then there are certain other things I do. So basically, I target the when a child comes, mostly people come to me for children. So then I try to help the whole family, because
Yes.
it's
Okay.
not the child things, it's maybe a lot of times parents things. So,
Okay.
and it could be even grandparents things,
Oh,
you know.
oh
So,
wow.
so and this is a lot of research now coming, that what we are actually, we are the production of our grandparents, which is very interesting. So what happened to their life, their trauma, we are the third generation, we are carrying it, and our one will be carrying by our third generation. So my
Wow.
mom's one will be
Yes.
carried by her grandparent, or so
Makes
her.
sense. Makes sense. 100% makes sense. Yeah.
So these are like the new research and everything are coming. So I hugely do that, because what I consider myself, or actually people now consider me, I'm a Gen G and Generation Alpha's specialist.
Okay. Okay.
Very thing is, why this is different, why I had to take too many trainings, because all these generations were Generation Z, Gen Z and Generation Alpha, and more are coming. If you are just a doctor, if you are just a therapist, if you are just a nutritionist, you cannot deal with them. Like, you cannot help them. They need multiple types of help. Yeah, they have complex help, and you need to be now. covered yourself with different modalities so to help this kind of children. So I hugely worked on Generation Z, which was like you can say anything comes under that. It's autism, it's their skin health, it's their mental health, their depression, their suicidal thoughts, their addiction with the
Yes,
internet
yes,
and phone and everything, and how their parents are coping with this, and parents' trauma as well, because as I explained, everything matters, and their generation ancient trauma. So I cover everything. And now Generation Alpha, they are even more challenging, So if you
yes.
are now going, and you will see, if you like, people just say, oh my God, doctors not helping, doctors not helping. Doctors are trained to do one sort of things, physical, but and the psychologists are different. But this is, as I said, it's one child needs a complex things. So there are people like practitioner, like we are specialists like us coming, where we are trained with everything as much as I need to help this child. Therapy, kinesiology is a very good physical therapy, and then do all the lot of emotional therapy. I'm EFT practitioner, which is emotional freedom techniques. I'm also called matrix reimprint practitioner, law of attraction practitioner, a lot of mind training practitioner,
Wow,
alongside with the food and nutrition, and some basic mental health, training. So then when a child comes, we can help, and not only the child, the family, can help with as a holistic way. Not just I
right.
have to send this to another therapist, another counselor, another nutritionist, another doctor, another, holistic practitioner. It comes together. Yeah.
Amazing, amazing. You're a one person in it's with so many packages.
That's how it actually, that's how the world is shifting now.
Exactly.
This is
No,
the
no,
new.
that's a very, you're a very talented person, and of course, like you have learned so much. You have so many degrees, masters, PhDs, and of course, you have learned
I
a lot.
didn't complete PhD, sorry, because when I was doing, I was
Yes,
actually doing it from University of Surrey. I got this what do you call it? Um, I was doing my MPhil
right,
before the,
Temple.
and that's
Yes,
the time Reese was diagnosed with autism, and a lot of things happened, and I had to
yes, 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 yes.
complete
Yeah,
it. Yeah.
yeah. So, yeah, where can people can contact you, and how can they contact you if they need any advice or any help from you?
Thank you, Kamran. So I have a website called www.shahmikaagoon.com. It's SHAHMIKA agoon.com. I have an Instagram page called Angelic Healing with Shahmika, and the Facebook page Angelic Healing with Shahmika. And I have a TikTok page Shahmika Agun, and email shahmika at gmail.com.
Okay.
So that's all really. Yeah.
And where can they buy the book? Where can they buy your book?
So the book is, one second, let me just sort it out. Oh, what's the matter? Okay. Yeah. So this is the book,
Yeah,
and it's available in Amazon,
yeah,
amazon.co.uk, Amazon.Canada, Canada, Amazon Australia, Amazon Europe. So it's available in Germany, Spain, Italy. So far, those countries people bought my books from. And it's available in Kindle version, in paperback, and Audible one. Hopefully, it's not yet, but it's gonna come soon, hopefully. Yeah.
perfect, perfect. Thank
Thank
you,
you.
Shamika. Thank you for coming, and thank you for your time. And there's so much to learn, so much information that we need to get. And in every episode, we learn something new. So yeah, we will do a next episode very soon. And thank you everyone for watching.
So much.
And
Thank you, Kamran. Thank you, everybody, for watching. Thank you.
thank you, thank you. See you later.